Our case today centers on the life of a man whose obscene wealth was intertwined with the most heinous crimes of exploitation, leaving behind a legacy of scandals that shook the global elite. Jeffrey Edward Epstein was born on January 20th, 1953, in Brooklyn, New York. He was raised in a middle-class Jewish family in the Seagate neighborhood, near Coney Island. His father, Seymour Epstein, worked as a groundskeeper for the New York City Parks Department, while his mother, Pauline, was a school aide and homemaker. Jeffrey had one younger brother, Mark Epstein. Jeffrey was a highly intelligent child, gifted in mathematics and music, particularly the piano. His academic excellence allowed him to skip 2 grades, and he graduated from Lafayette High School at just 16 years old. Epstein attended Cooper Union and later transferred to New York University, but he never completed his studies or obtained a degree. Nevertheless, in 1974, he secured a job teaching physics and mathematics at the prestigious Dalton School in Manhattan, an institution attended by the children of the elite. Remarkably, the headmaster at the time, Donald Barr, hired him despite being aware of his lack of academic credentials, simply because he was impressed by his innate intelligence. While at Dalton, Epstein tutored the son of Alan Greenberg, the chief executive officer of the Wall Street giant Bear Stearns. Impressed by Epstein's intellect, Greenberg hired him in 1976 at the investment bank, where he rose with astonishing speed, becoming a partner within just 4 years. However, he was forced to resign in 1981, only a year after making partner, due to violations related to compliance and professional conduct. After leaving the bank in 1981, he founded his own money management firm, J. Epstein & Co., which exclusively managed the fortunes of billionaires, those with a net worth exceeding $1 billion. Most notably Leslie Wexner, the owner of Victoria's Secret. The major turning point in his wealth came through his relationship with Wexner. Epstein took full control of Wexner's financial affairs, granting him immense influence and the wealth to purchase private jets, mansions in New York and Paris, and a private island in the U.S., Virgin Islands, which became known in the media as Epstein Island. In 1991, following the mysterious death of British media tycoon Robert Maxwell, whose body was found floating in the Atlantic Ocean near the Canary Islands after he disappeared from his luxury yacht, his youngest and favorite daughter, 30-year-old Ghislaine Maxwell, faced a double shock. She lost her father and discovered that his financial empire had collapsed due to scandals involving the embezzlement of employee pension funds. Ghislaine, an Oxford-educated aristocratic socialite who grew up in extreme luxury as one of 9 children, suddenly found herself without a real fortune. That year, she moved to New York to start a new life, with a modest sum. There, at a high society party in Manhattan, she met Jeffrey Epstein. Epstein saw in her a gateway to the aristocracy, while she saw in him the strong man who could restore the lavish lifestyle she had lost. Between 1991 and 1995, their relationship developed rapidly, and Ghislaine became Epstein's official mistress. She was not merely a romantic partner, she became his social business manager. During this period, Epstein bought her a $5 million luxury apartment on Manhattan's Upper East Side as a substitute for her lost inheritance. She began reshaping his public image. Thanks to her connections, Epstein started appearing alongside figures such as Prince Andrew and Bill Clinton. With her refined British background, Ghislaine provided the legitimacy that dispelled doubts about his private behavior. By 1998, the traditional romance between them had faded, but they remained partners. Ghislaine transitioned from girlfriend to logistical partner and organizer of a secret network. When Epstein purchased Little St. James that year, Ghislaine took over their private operations. This marked the beginning of her darkest role, the one for which she was later convicted in federal court, using her social status to lure underage girls and exploiting their trust to facilitate their entry into Epstein's dark world. In 2005, the father of a 14-year-old girl filed a report with the Palm Beach police. He claimed that his daughter had been lured to Epstein's home in Palm Beach, Florida, by one of his assistants under the pretext that a wealthy man needed a massage and would pay her a large sum, about $300, for a short amount of time. When the girl returned home, her father noticed she had an amount of money that did not match her age or any legitimate work. She appeared terrified and withdrawn. When questioned, she broke down and revealed that she had been taken to the mansion of a man named Jeffrey Epstein, where she was asked to perform inappropriate acts behind closed doors. Fortunately, the report reached Detective Joseph Riccari, who did not ignore the case despite the suspect's wealth. Riccari began surveilling the mansion and discovered that many girls were entering and leaving daily in the same manner. This led Police Chief Michael Reiter and his team to launch a historic raid on Epstein's mansion. Investigators found more than they could have imagined: lists of girls' names, surveillance footage, and testimony from at least 36 victims. Federal prosecutors prepared a massive 53-page indictment that could have put Epstein behind bars for life on charges of sex trafficking of minors. However, just as justice seemed within reach, Epstein assembled a dream team of some of the most powerful lawyers in America. Leading the team was Alan Dershowitz, a former Harvard law professor and one of America's most famous attorneys, known for finding loopholes in the system. Dershowitz is also internationally known as a fierce defender of Israel, with close ties to top leaders there, including Benjamin Netanyahu. The second lawyer was Jay Lefkowitz, known for securing acquittals in high-profile cases, and a former advisor to President George Walker Bush. They were joined by Roy Black. These men did not rely solely on the courtroom. They operated behind the scenes. Secret meetings began with then U.S. Attorney Alexander Acosta. The lawyers exerted immense political pressure, claiming Epstein was an important man with intelligence ties that should not be touched. On September 24, 2007, what many describe as a legal crime took place. Acosta agreed to a secret non-prosecution agreement, which completely shut down the federal investigation in exchange for Epstein pleading guilty to 2 minor solicitation charges in a local Florida court. The ultimate shock was that, although the law required victims to be notified of such a deal, the prosecution and defense concealed it from the girls entirely to prevent them from objecting. On June 30, 2008, Epstein entered jail, but it was widely criticized as a mockery of justice. He was sentenced to 18 months, but served only 13. Thanks to his lawyers, he was granted work release. Each morning, he left the facility in a private limousine with his personal security detail and went to his luxury office in Palm Beach. He spent up to 12 hours a day there conducting business, before returning to jail only to sleep. In July 2009, Epstein was released as if nothing had happened. He returned to his island and his jets, believing his dream team had secured his freedom indefinitely. He did not know that this very deal would contribute to his downfall in 2019, when the courts ruled that concealing the agreement from the victims in 2008 was illegal, paving the way for his rearrest. On July 6, 2019, Epstein was arrested again at Teterboro Airport on federal sex trafficking charges. On August 10, 2019, while awaiting trial at the Metropolitan Correctional Center in Manhattan, he was found dead in his cell. The official forensic report concluded that it was suicide by hanging. However, his death sparked a wave of conspiracy theories due to malfunctioning cameras, guards falling asleep, and neck injuries, which some experts say can be more consistent with manual strangulation. Jeffrey Epstein died on August 10, 2019, leaving behind a complex web of secrets. He was buried in a private mausoleum next to his parents at the Star of David Memorial Garden Cemetery in North Lauderdale, Florida. Shortly afterward, his brother, Mark Epstein, removed his headstone to prevent the grave from being vandalized or becoming a shrine for the curious. As for Ghislaine Maxwell, she became the primary target of justice. After months in hiding, she was arrested in July 2020 in New Hampshire. In June 2022, she was sentenced to 20 years in prison, transforming from an aristocrat into a convicted sex trafficker, the only living legacy of Epstein's crimes behind bars. In the next video, we will discuss what truly happened on Epstein's Island, the place that represented the ugliest face of the exploitation of power and money. We will also explore the connections of politicians, princes, business leaders, and celebrities, as well as the fate of Epstein's $577 million fortune. Who inherited this blood-stained legacy?